Hello, and welcome back to the Holistic Frugivore, where I help you in guiding you to heal yourself from within. I'm really excited that you guys are here for today's podcast because I am diving in and getting a little deeper with where humanity is right now, because I feel it needs to be talked about more. And right now it is, oh goodness, what is the date today? Oh my gosh, why don't I know the date? Hold on, July 18th, 2021. Okay. And if you are listening around this time, you know what I'm talking about as far as what's happening in the world. If you're listening, months or years from now, you'll probably have an awareness of what we're dealing with. But there's so much that needs to be said, because I feel that we are in such a transformative opportunity for really all of mankind. And that seems like such a weird thing to say, but that is what I feel. And over the last year and a half or so that I've been going deeper into my spiritual, process, I've been able to feel into things a lot more, as far as energy and getting into my chakra work with yoga and the shadow work that I've gone into. I just kind of feel into things a little bit, and it's hard to explain unless you understand what I'm talking about. But I just want to share a few thoughts that I had. This is going to be somewhat of a shorter podcast because I want to just get to the point and share some strong messages. One of which being, sorry, I'm trying to get like some things plugged in. And okay, we are in a very crucial place in our life, in the planet, to where we need to stop giving our power away. That's number one. We've been sitting in this state of victimhood for millennia, for so long, because we've been suppressed. We've had certain things conditioned into us from very young ages, and we've been conditioned to be in a state of suppression, in a state of really mind slavery, physical slavery as well, with trafficking and the abuse of humans. It's such a huge discussion. And I'm not going to go super, super deep into that kind of for lack of a better term, the conspiracy rabbit hole, though I very well could. I've gone into all of those things. Nothing is a weird discussion for me. I've really put my toes in all of those topics, as I think we should, because that's the only way you can really discern what feels right and what doesn't. You have to step into these things. So one thing I want to say, that first thing I wanted to say, is we need to stop giving our power away. We are offering up our sovereignty so freely, and we don't even realize it. When you're allowing anything outside of you to coerce you into doing something that you don't agree with, you're handing your power away. No more excuses, no justifications. Take responsibility for where you are and what choices you're making. You are in charge of your life. Point blank. And that brings me to point number 2. You always have a choice. Always, always, always. You never have to do anything. Truly. Because there's always these rationale. There's always a rationale around why you feel like you have to do things. Like you have to go to school and you have to get a job and you have to pay your bills. I mean, yes or no? Yes, in a way, but also no, because there are choices you can make in your life to not really go that route. There are different, blaze a new trail. Find a new way to live your life. Don't just follow the conditioned ideologies of society. I mean, that's where we really break into new paradigms, is going against the grain. And when we understand that, once we stand in our full sovereignty, knowing that we hold the power of our decisions and our life, and we know that we always have a choice in the decisions that we make. No more projecting at other people, no more making excuses, no more shifting blame. And it's really easy to do that, to point fingers at these people are the controllers, these people do this, these people do that, this government is telling me to do this, my work is telling me to do this. They're telling you to do all this stuff, but do you really have to do it? I mean, do you? Or is that an illusion? Is it a perception that you have to do these things? How do you shift your reality so that you can make a different decision? Go down a different path. Really, the biggest thing I want you to take from this podcast is to really work on letting go of being a victim. You're not a victim anymore. Let go of that. You hold the power in your life. Just let that go. Stop blaming, stop justifying, stop rationalizing, stop allowing yourself to be coerced by others. And then really focus on letting go of the limiting beliefs. Let go of the expectations put on you by anyone else other than yourself. But even further than that, let go of the expectations you hold over yourself, of way that you need to, that you're having to show up in the world for this reason and that. Let go of all of those expectations you hold on yourself, because those expectations also likely hold you in a certain amount of suppression, there's a lot of shame and guilt and fear held around a lot of these expectations as well, both collectively and individually. Historically, there's been so much trauma done to humans and cultures that we still hold. We hold this in our bodies. Energetically, we hold all of this. And I'm going to get deeper into the energetics, but that's kind of where I was going with this, is to bring you into, and I think maybe that'll lead me into the next week's, we'll talk about the energy and the somatic therapies. So this brings me to a nice ending. I like letting things flow like this, because it flows in a way where I end and I know where I'm ending and where it's taking me to start next week. So this flowed very nicely. So we'll end in this place of all of these conditionings and traumas and expectations and feelings that you don't hold power. allowing yourself to be coerced and manipulated and suppressed. These all root back to energy and the traumas we hold in our body, the blockages we hold within our chakras and our somatic system, the somatic body. We hold them in our energy, which keeps us in this binding of it's almost like an imprisonment within your own body. You're just kind of trapped within these trauma bonds, these restrictions, kind of energetic restrictions within you. It's very unconscious. So to be able to bring these things into the conscious, becoming aware of your triggers, of your behaviors, of your traumas and why you act and do the things that you do, will allow you to release these blockages, to release the stagnant energies, to get into the darkness where you hold these traumas and be able to shift and alchemize them. Alchemizing meaning you're able to kind of transmute the energy, to release the binding that these traumas hold within your body, releasing that from your system. And we are light beings. We are energetic light beings. As you release these energy blockages, your vibration, your physical frequency elevates and your light body gets brighter. It's such a magical process, and we don't even know our full potential. And that is really where we need to go for healing us individually and for the future. And that is really what I hold this space for. And as I move forward, I hope to hold more healing rituals, more meditations, and work for us to journey inward and help in alchemizing these traumas and these blockages and releasing all of this. And like I said in my first season, if you haven't gone there yet, I urge you to go back to season 1 and go through the chakra healing episodes. I do also have an episode on alchemy and darkness, which goes a little bit more into what I'm talking about alchemizing these darker shadows that we hold within us. So I'm going to leave it there, and we'll get further into the energy healing aspects, which yoga falls right into. Yoga in itself is a form of energy healing, as well as meditation and all sorts of other stuff. And you likely are already working on in energy healing, and you don't realize it. It's not something that you have to go to somebody else to receive. You hold that power. As I've been saying through much of these episodes, you are the one who holds your greatest potential for healing. You don't need anything outside of you. You never did. You only have been conditioned to think that you need external things to treat you. But in reality, those things have actually been suppressing you, your truest potential. So I'm going to end here. Thank you so much for listening today. And I will be back next week with more on some energy healing. So thank you for listening. Love and gratitude. Bye.